Greetings to my Muslim friends, Buddhist friends. I would like to start as a monastic with a very short chanting. This chanting, it was composed here in Chiang Mai 200 years ago, but because it's praise to the female monastics, nobody ever chanted it. So allow me to chant only first one. There were altogether 13 Arhateris, or female saints in Buddhism, praised by the Buddha himself. But I will just give you just a taste of the very first one. Ratan yunang bhikkhuni nang kotami chinnamatu cha thapita akatha namhi satha soting karo tuno. With the blessing from the very first bhikkhuni, fully ordained nun in the Buddha's time, that was the Buddha's own stepmother and aunt. Allow me warm greetings to my host. First of all, I would like to congratulate the organizing committees for their far-sightedness to come up with this topic to be discussed at academic level and a clear awareness of the connectedness with people and society. The Venerable Buddhadasa, a very renowned Buddhist monk in Thailand of the previous century, once compared the educational system in our country to a dog without a tail, meaning that it has no purpose and it is incomplete. This conference is a great space in time to explore and remedy his comment. I would like to first focus on our understanding about education. Education is not a collection of facts and data anymore. A teacher is no more one who imparts knowledge to his students. Previously, a teacher had all the knowledge, and his role was basically to impart his knowledge, what he knew and what he did, to his students. The best student was the one who can exactly copy the knowledge from his teacher. With the far advanced technology, a teacher is not necessarily one who has or knows more information and data than his students. In fact, with the access to internet, some of the students may even have more information than the teacher. The role of a teacher is now to provide direction, to provide guideline, to choose and select the needed information from the abundant information available. It is more important than before that a teacher must have a strong ethical stand in order to provide trust and the necessary guideline for his students. A teacher needs to pose a question again and again. Why we choose this and not that? With this clear direction of engagement with the people and society, the purpose of education will be clearer. Education is to liberate and to uplift a person to a higher level of consciousness. Education must provide for the path so that we can make ourselves more accessible to the need of society. Yes, education is to allow us to allow the university to extend itself to more community engagement. Then I shift a little bit looking at the media. At present age, media is playing a very significant role. It has a large impact on the way people think, feel, and act. It is of utmost importance that people in the media are aware of this and utilize this for the betterment of society. From all the media in Thailand, television plays even a greater role as it is now accessible to larger public. Thai people, unlike people in other cultures, still base their information not so much from reading, but more on seeing and hearing. And television answers directly to their choice of receiving information. I had been academics for more than 3 decades. I write many books, but only one time when I was on television discussing certain issue for 2 hours. That was the first time that I was exposed to larger audience. Can you imagine spending 30 years as academic, writing, presenting your paper on a stage like this? It's very limited, only among the academics, and our language is not accessible to the larger audience. So media also must have philosophy. You must have direction. Media must be concerned about the spiritual quality of the public and balance it with the material need to sustain the various programs. Prime time should be allotted to spiritual well-being as it is the key to happiness. We should think out of the usual framework. You know, in Thailand, on Sunday morning, the government allow us to have 1 hour of Dharma talk. It is not necessary that a monk should be invited to preach, because that does not work. It did not work, and it will not work. People just turn off the television. There must be some other alternative so that television program can come up with examples to show the happy lifestyle that can be applicable to all academic classes, all economic classes of the audience. Media can pick and choose consciously to provide the alternative to otherwise seemingly bleak situation. We had so much water, much more than we needed. for the past two months. And we were really down in our heart. And yet you see this photo, of a man with the water up to his chest, with a dog on top of his head. That kind of message, it gives you a smile. Yes, even during the difficult time, we can still enjoy, we can still express our human-heartedness, our compassion. The advancements of science and technology. With the advancement of science and technology, we indeed come a long way. Even in my lifetime, 20 years ago, as a columnist, first I wrote manuscript with my handwriting. It took 2 hours to finish this 4 pages long A4, and then I sent it to a typist. A typist takes about 1 or 2 days before she comes back to me to proofread. I made correction and sent it back to her, and she retyped over, and then it takes 2 more days to send it by post in order to get to the hand of the publisher. The whole process took around a week. But now I type on my computer. I finished 4 pages of A4 within 1 hour. Just 1 minute, click, went through by email, and my publisher already got my article. So from 7 days, it is now squeezed into 1 hour and 2 minutes. Yet, we still hear problems from the press for not having manuscripts on the deadline. See, we are progressing with this technology. The technology really helps us a great deal, but still we lag behind. Technology enables man to have all information of the world about the world at his fingertip, but all information is looking outward. If we have not lost sight of our purpose in life, which is to be happy, we have to be aware that happiness is not and cannot be drawn from the world outside. Happiness, in fact, is from the state of mind, and the key word is looking inward. This is where spirituality holds its great importance. Spirituality is the ability to see things through, see things as they really are. Happiness, the ultimate goal of our life, is to be able to have access to this. We have been moving, in fact, in the fast lane and have lost sight of our main goal. We as human community seems to have lost direction in our life. And we are just moving fast, only to be in the crowd. And with the crowd, we had to be brave to start asking, where are we going? Where are we going? Wait a minute. This may not be the direction that I want to go. Be brave to step aside, to not join the rat race that eventually lead us down the cliff. You know the story, how this man with the flute, he was playing the flute and all the rats came out and just follow him. So we have to be very careful, conscious. After all, we are human beings. The Buddha reminded us that there are 4 kinds of speeches. That which is not true and not beneficial. That which is true but not beneficial. That which is true but beneficial. And the last one, both true and beneficial. Beneficial to oneself and beneficial to others. The Buddha suggested that we practice only the last one. True, beneficial to ourselves and to others. This is very important, and it should be a guideline for the ethics of the media. Technology provides us with access to internet. Many of us now use Facebook on a daily basis. I already put on my Facebook that I'm here. Why do we like to post message on our Facebook? What kind of message we are sending out? What is the ethic behind it? We are being trapped into this habit of modernization without giving much thought. Use the guideline from the Buddha and we will be sending out more positive vibration and be kind to our readers. Many of the messages sent out in the Facebook are nothing but trash, emotional garbage. Do not create any more garbage beyond necessity. Unmindful messages sent out through internet can be more destructive than global warming, as it causes direct negative vibration, destructive to senders as well as to receivers. The need to go beyond human society. We are facing a real crisis of global warming. The most recent crisis that we faced in Thailand was this mass volume of water. It is true that it was caused by selfish and self-centered politicians, but it was also an early warning of an uncontrollable natural disaster cutting across. There is no one country that will be safe from this uncontrollable natural disaster that is coming. We human species have been so accustomed to think with pride that we are the focal point of the world. But in fact, we are just a minute particle in this universe. We have to reverse our thinking and mindset to accept this reality. With this great respect to the Mother Earth, maybe we will come to some sense to address human society within the setting of larger universal perspective. Raising consciousness to address this issue must be done not only from government level, but also from university. So far, university has not played a significant role to address the issue as yet. With this conference, I hope that university will be more ready to work for community engagement. Allow me to give you a little sense of what we do among the Buddhists. Among the Buddhists, we have a group called International Network of Engaged Buddhists. Even as a nun, I am engaged not to get married, engaged to be concerned about social issues. So let me share with you that when the Buddha sent out the very first group of monks to go out in the village, he reminded them that there were 60 of them, the very first batch of Buddhist monks. There were 60 of them. He told them to go one person in one direction. And this is the instruction he gave. Be beneficial to yourself and be beneficial to others. So this is the key word for the engaged Buddhists to use, that whatever we do, we are beneficial to ourselves and also to others. So, for myself to be ordained is not the end, but to be ordained is a mean to an end, so that we can fulfill the fourfold of Buddhists as the Buddha already established. The Buddha said it's among the fourfold Buddhists, the monks, the female monks, and laymen and laywomen. These are the foundation. The four of you, brothers and sisters, go ahead and take care of Buddhism. So our responsibility as Buddhists, we are to study his teaching, we are to put into practice his teaching, and if there is some outsiders saying anything against Buddhism, you must be able to defend it. As Buddhists, we know that we have not even done the first one yet. So we are in this process. While we are educating ourselves, we are being engaged, we also care for society. And we would like to move along with society. So start now from where we are. At the end of most international academic conferences, we went home with more papers, mostly unread. But this conference is unlike the previous international conferences, as it has great concern about the role of universities and communities. Let this conference be a blueprint to start putting ideas into practice. University is not a space for higher learning only. People walk the campus ground should be a role model to society at large. Let them be the people who learn to live happily and harmoniously among their own species with great sense of caring and nurturing each other, men, women, human and animals, human species, and the universe. Let us be connected as one human family, and let us begin here. Thank you.